Hi crafters, Karen here from Karen's Crafting Company, and in today's video it's all about another oh-so-inspired collaboration. Now before I get into what I'm going to be making today, I want to remind you that we have the hashtag that you see there in the title, and if that doesn't work we have the playlist that you can click on, and that will take you to the rest of the collaborators so you can see their take on this month's inspiration piece. So let's get into it. So for the month of September, our artist is Chris Smith, and all her information will be linked in my description box below, so feel free to go ahead and check her out. Now, up on screen, you see the image that has inspired us. So, what I love about this inspiration piece is pretty much everything. I love the flowers, I love the basket, the scalloped edges, the buffalo check, the embossing folder. I love it all. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create something similar. So as you see in front of you, we have some supplies that I will be using for today's project. So I am using the Altenews chamomile stamp set. I'm using that flower bouquet in the teacup and that Get Well Soon sentiment piece. Now to save time off screen, I did go ahead and stamp both of those off screen. And then there you see my card base, my buffalo check piece of cardstock, and my embossed weaving basket cardstock. I will be doing some watercoloring today, so I do have those oxides out. And to create my border, I don't really have a lot of die borders, so I'm going to go ahead and use this tearing tool by Creative Memories. So I thought I would go ahead and show you how I went ahead and created the border on my card base. So I had marked an inch from the right side, and then I am basically just laying my tearing tool on the marked space that I tacked with a pencil. And then I just hold that tearing tool firmly so that the card base doesn't move, and then I just tear off that one piece. Now you saw earlier that the yellow shimmery cardstock was done the same way, and I had done that off screen. Now here on the side you do get that tearing effect, and you know, in some cases I do like to use that and keep it, other times I don't. And for this instance I decided that I wanted to trim it off. I really didn't like having that tearing look with what I'm planning to create for my card today. So I'm just trimming that up and getting off those extra tearing pieces. So there they match. I have the shimmering cardstock and my buffalo check, and I'm going to put that off to the side, and now I'm going to bring in my stamped image and I'm going to go ahead and do some watercoloring. I am using the Tim Holtz watercolor cardstock, and for my oxides today I'm using the Festive Berries, the Fossilized Amber, and the Pine Needles. And I'm just bringing in a towel here to dab off my water pen if I have too much water, and when I am changing colors as I move through the coloring process. So you can see I'm speeding through here, just filling in the middle portions of the flowers. Now chamomiles are typically white petals with a yellow center. However, you can design them any way you want to. Don't feel that you have to color them because that's how they are originated. You can be creative and choose any colors you want. I wanted to keep it this way because I knew that I had a lot of that yellow background in my weaving my weaving embossing piece of my cardstock. So I got the greens in, and I'm bringing in the Festive Berries to just color in those little dots that you see on the teacup. And then off screen, I did go ahead and I fussy cut that out, And now I'm going to assemble the card. So normally here you see me using my ATG gun. Normally I use score tape whenever I am using 3D embossing. I feel that because of the raised portions on the cardstock, I feel that the score tape is a bit stronger than the ATG, and I will typically use that. However, I ran out, so I ended up having to use my ATG gun. Now that I've got the weaving embossed piece on there and my buffalo check strip, now I'm going to attach the flowers stamp set and my sentiment. So right here, I'm just trying to figure out exactly where I want to line everything up. And then once I have my location, then I will go ahead and I will add the tape and get that adhered. You can use glue here. You can use whatever tape you have or adhesive you have in your stash. You can even use foam tape if you want to pop it off the card a little bit. It's really up to you how you want to create it. So I do have the edge, the right edge, kind of hanging off of the border there. And now I'm just going to bring in my Barely Arts glue to adhere the sentiment on there. Usually when I'm working with small pieces like this, I typically will use my wet adhesive. I just find that the ATG gun is just a bit too cumbersome for me to work on something this little. And the glue works fantastic. Definitely my new favorite glue at this time. So I do have a little bit of access on that sentiment piece, and you'll see that once I line it up and get that situated on the front of the card. And then once I have that there, all I do is I bring in my cutter bees and I will snip that excess off. And there is the finished card. Now remember, you can play along with us and use the hashtag #IwasOhSoInspired so that we can see your take on this month's inspiration piece. So I hope that we have inspired you to give this a try. And until my next video, friends, I hope your day is a crafty day. And thanks so much for watching and for being here today. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.